welcome everyone. What a good Monday morning here in Manila. But if you're logging in from other countries, it's still a good day. I'm your host, Riva Galveston, and I'm so glad to be with you today. You are here to be taught and blessed by the Lord. So today, first, how is your day? Some days, are chill and uneventful, but some days, we feel like it's a day off or an off day. Well, in God's kingdom, every day is so precious. There are times we feel like either the world is spinning like crazy or we are doing pirouettes in dizzying circles or minsan parang nasa ruleta, right? So, sino sa inyo ang may vertigo? Taas ang kamay. Relate ba kayo? Today our topic is all about vertigo. So if you want to learn more about this, thank you for being here. Before we proceed, I'd like to invite everyone to visit our social media accounts on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can view our previous episodes on demand, like the one last time about stroke. It's available for free on Facebook and YouTube. So you can check out CCF Live to the Max on our social media channels. So please like, follow, and subscribe our YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Instagram account. Make sure it's the right account, CCF Life to the Max. But please wait till the end of our show. I know you want to watch it at some point on demand, but I'd be really glad to have you today, all of us here joining live with our special guest. So with us today is our doctor guest, Dr. Gil Vicente, an ENT, or what we call it, ears, nose, and throat specialist. So just a short background about Dr. Hill. Yes, hello, Dr. Hill. We have Dr. Hill here, who graduated from the University of the Philippines College of Medicine. He received his residency training in UP-PGH, Philippine General Hospital in mahaba to, otorhinolaryngology and neurology, and neck surgery. It's really long. Followed by a fellowship training in rhinology in Germany and the USA. He has been head of various medical associations as past president of the Philippine Society of Laryngology, head and neck surgery as past president of the Philippine Society of Oncology and past chair of the Department of otorhinolaryngology, head and neck surgery of Jose R. Reyes Memorial Medical Center. Wow. Currently, he's the Philippine representative and board member of the Asia Oceania Otorhinolaryngology Society and the senior rhinologist and otolaryngologist, head and neck surgeon at the St. Luke's Medical Center in Quezon City and BGC in Taguig. Dr. Gil Vicente is a widower, formerly married to Cecilia Nerina, and has two adult daughters and a son. Ladies and gentlemen, guests and life maxers, let's all make way for Dr. Gil Vicente. Doc Hill?
I hope everybody will be able to get a very, very informative lecture from me as well as from our resource person, Lelet. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a very, very fruitful morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Doc Hill. Thanks for being here with us. Yes, we are looking forward indeed. Our next guest plays a vital role in our show. Kung wala siya, wala tayong talakayan dito. Kasi siya yung pressured bawat episode. Well, no pressure naman. Kasi, well, may pressure. Konti. We're not pressuring, of course. Because you'll find out later why she plays a very vital role. So our guest plays a vital role here in Life to the Max as a writer of the CCF Life to the Max ministry. She's also been part of the CCF Chronicles. CCF is Christ Commission Fellowship. That's our home church. And she's been writing the 4W. So if you're part of CCF and you see those reflection, questions, and summary, that's our special guest today named Lelet. She attended St. Joseph's College, QC, from grade school to college, where she took up a course in hotel and restaurant management. Her professional career highlights include her engagement in the field of marketing, communications, and operations planning and control at the retail giant SM. and its affiliate Taal Vista Hotel. Prior to her retirement, she was the corporate communications head of the Bank of Makati. Yes, she's shy Violet who'd rather work behind the scenes. She was moved by the Holy Spirit to testify about the living presence of God in the story she will share with us later. So, fellow Life Maxers and friends, from the behind the scenes to the front of the camera, let's say hello and a warm welcome to our script
Right.
writer, our very own Lelet Castro.
Hello, good morning, Riva and Dr. Hill. Hello, everyone in the
Hello,
audience. It's nice to be here
Hello.
live for the first time.
Yes, thank you, Lelet, for the work that you do for the Lord. And thank you, Dr. Hill, for being with us today. Okay, let's
hi. It's a
jump into
pleasure.
our
It's a pleasure.
conversation. Yes. Doc, can you hear us clearly?
Yeah. I can hear you very, very clear. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Hill. All right, Doc. First of all, what is vertigo and what kind of
Yeah,
dizziness characterizes vertigo? What
yeah.
organs are affected?
Basically, yeah, we have to differentiate vertigo from dizziness. Dizziness can be you can be off balance. You can have some kind of dizzy spells, or you are unable to manifest yourself straight. Okay? Sometimes you group. Sometimes you have some problems. Which is different from vertigo. Vertigo, when you say vertigo, it's a spinning sensation. Okay, with of you spin, or your environment is spinning. So that basically differentiates dizziness from vertigo. If you don't have the spinning sensation, it's not vertigo. It can be just a form of dizziness. So it's a very important definition that vertigo should have a spinning sensation, and it basically affects our inner ear. So we have an outer ear, middle ear, and a middle ear, and an inner ear. So it basically affects our inner ear. Okay, so the inner is composed by our vestibular labyrinth. We call it the vestibular labyrinth, and the semicircular canal. Okay, so those are basic definition of vertigo. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Hill. And what are the kinds of vertigo naman and the symptoms so people know that
Yeah.
they really have vertigo?
Actually, there are two types of vertigo. We have the peripheral vertigo, okay, which means outside the brain. Okay, so the peripheral vertigo, we mean that it is outside the brain, and it basically involves the inner ear. It can also involve other parts. It can be caused by affectation of your cervical vertebrae. Okay, so and that is also considered as peripheral. But the other other thing is that it can be classified as a central. By central, we mean that there is affectation of the brain. There could be a tumor there. There could be some kind of insufficiency, vestibular insufficiency, or a vascular insufficiency, which can be causing the vertigo.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Doc. And what are the other main symptoms that we could watch out for of meron pa bang so they know it's really
Ah,
vertigo?
so yeah, vertigo basically yun lang ano, pero it can be associated with other symptoms. Okay? Other symptoms associated with vertigo are tinnitus, or the ringing of the ears. Okay? Sometimes umuugong yan, eh. And number two, it could be hearing loss. You may have some affectations of your hearing. Ha, ha, ha. So something like that. And then also there could be headache as well. It could be also associated with head injury. If you had previous history of the head, there could be association of this one. So I will be discussing later perhaps what other uh, risk factors, or what other things that we should avoid when we have this kind of vertigo. But basically, these are the two basic associations: hearing loss, tinnitus, okay, headache, and some other things, but very, very minor associations. So these are the basic things when we talk of vertigo.
Thank you, Doc Hill. And now, Lelet, how and when did your vertigo start?
Actually, sometime between 2009 and 2010, I was then working in a bank, and my job was so stressful. That there was one night when I had trouble sleeping because of the noise in my environment. Sobrang maingay yung paligid ko noon. So the next day, at work, parang I've noticed that when I looked down, I would feel dizzy. And when I leaned on one side of my head, parang yun, I would also feel dizzy. And that same night after work, when I got home, I felt so tired, sleepy, and dizzy. So I went right to bed, and parang ayun, I didn't have any dinner at all kasi because of what I was feeling. So I went right to bed. So yun yung ano, yung feeling ko that time.
Oh, thank you, Lelet,
Yeah.
for sharing. Yeah.
So I
Doc,
think
I
there
know
was
you.
an element. I think there was
Yes.
an element of insomnia. No, masyado ka sigurong marami hinahawakan na pera. Kaya medyo,
I wish,
medyo hindi
Doc.
ko alam kung paano mo na-stress ka doon, no? Sa kabibilang perhaps, no? So basically those are form of stress. Once you have stress, probably you can have also, we all know that stress makes a big difference in our lives. It can amplify into a certain form of pressure in your body. It can affect your body, not just dizziness, not just vertigo, and also it can also form a part of your mental state. So pwedeng meron tayong mental depression, something like that. So but basically what you're telling me is that you have insomnia, you were stressed by your work. Okay, so these are the things that can be of risk factors. Okay? So and I think it's very important to take a note that medyo relax lang tayo, Lilet. Relax, relax, and relax. And always be happy. Don't worry, be happy, as the saying goes. No? And of course, you have the Lord with you, and always pray, pray, and pray. I think that's very basic. You know, I know you're praying a lot, you're praying a lot, but then sometimes it can be amplified by our depression, by our stress. No? So, and I think we can do away actually with this by some things which we can do: yoga, meditation, and of course, of all things, prayer, 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 and our faith to the Lord.
Yes, Doc Hill, surrender to the Lord. Meanwhile, Doc, what are the other causes and triggers of vertigo? Kasi nga sabi nyo stress, di ba? Pero
Yeah, yeah,
meron pa
yeah,
other specific na not necessarily
yeah.
stress related.
Yeah, sometimes the food we eat, suppose malakas ba tayong si Lelet? I will be asking, malakas ka bang uminom ng kape? So, because it contains caffeine, it can sometimes cause you some kind of dizzy sensation or dizzy spells. So, are you fond of chocolate as well? No? And are you fond of colas, Coca-Cola? Yeah. So, and
Doc, Doc,
yes,
salty
ano,
food.
no? Salty food,
Salty
yeah. So, as I will be telling you about the CATS. Okay, CATS is an acronym actually. So, C is for coffee, okay, chocolate. Another C is colas. A is alcohol. I know you don't drink that alcohol, no. So T is tea or tobacco, no, or tobacco or exposure to smoke or smoking. Okay, and the S, the last is it could be salt, and you told me that it could be due to salt, which can cause hypertension, and that would be a form also of stress. Number two is the another S is sugar. So diabetes, if you're diabetes, you can have affectation of your inner ear because once you have diabetes or some kind of uh, narrowing of your centers or your blood vessels, especially in the inner ear can cause this kind of problem, diabetes, or too much sugar. And lastly, and stress. Okay, so definitely those are my acronym CATS. Okay,
Cat.
so avoid the cats, and probably you'll be feel much better.
Yes. Thank you, Doc, for sharing the cats. Baka may
Yeah.
dogs din. Hindi, cats. Yeah. Coffee, chocolate, yeah. Colas, alcohol, tobacco, tea, sugar, salt is
Actually,
very extreme.
yeah,
Yes, Doc.
actually, di ba, yung sinasabi mong dogs, sometimes there are underlying causes such as allergy. No, allergy can cause vertigo as well. No? So dogs are one of those trigger factors. Your
Yeah.
cats, your birds, no, or your pollen, pollen. No? So anything which triggers your allergy can be a kind of stress as well, and it can also cause vertigo.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank
Yes,
you, Doc, for
Doc.
clarifying. Yeah. Lalet, go
Can
ahead.
I
Yep.
add? Can I add? Because I heard some people say that also yung sinusitis or rhinitis, when you have
Mhm.
colds, it can also cause vertigo.
Yeah. Not necessarily vertigo. Dizziness, yes, but if it is associated with vertigo, it could be something like what we call there's one kind of vertigo which we call vestibular neuronitis. Neuronitis. The nerves are involved and it's in the inner ear. And once you have vestibular neuronitis, it could be due to colds, sinusitis, anything which affected your nose. Because the virus or the bacteria could enter your inner ear and then affect and then produce the vertigo. So yes, that's true. That's true. So it's one of the things that we should look into or in the diagnosis of vertigo.
Yes, thanks for asking that, Lalet. Yeah. So, Lalet, ikaw naman, how did you undergo the test? What test did you undergo? Ano yung mga things to confirm, that you did to confirm your condition?
Actually, I know from my friends who had vertigo that I had it because based on their descriptions of the condition. But then, of course, because we had an HMO, so I took advantage. I went to the healthcare provider. I consulted the doctor, who confirmed that I had vertigo. But then I didn't undergo further tests, so it wasn't established what type of vertigo I had.
Mm. Yeah. So, Lilet, sometimes the history itself can be a very, the best thing that could be diagnostic in itself. Pag meron kang sipon, so it's vestibular vertigo. If you had the triad of hearing loss, if you have uh, ringing of the ears, and if you have vertigo, you probably could have Meniere's disease. Okay, a benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, which is common in our uh, in the diagnosis, is when you turn your head to your left or to your right, or when you're sleeping and then you're turning to your left, and at that time you are dizzy, send because there is actually are crystals, okay, though these are crystals inside our inner ear, which are somehow are displaced or they are not in their original position, and this displacement can cause the vertigo. Just imagine a road wherein there's a bump, and then when you hit this bump, you can have disturbance of your car, and then this could be the one causing the vertigo. Okay, so and also we have what we call some tumors as well, now involving the brain. So most common is what we call a acoustic neuronoma or schwannoma. An acoustic neuronoma may be very small, and then gradually increasing and increasing to the point that you may now have hearing loss and also affectation of the brain of your brain, some kind of pressure. So this is a tumor which needs to be investigated, and therefore we have to have some other imaging technique, which we'll be discussing, some diagnostic test. If this is really persistent, we may do the CT scan imaging or the MRI to establish the presence of these tumors. Okay, so we have other uh, kinds of process of vertigo. We have migraine can be a manifestation, can be manifesting vertigo, no? And because if it's really persistent, okay, this can cause some kind of vertigo. And also some, if you had history of injury to the head, okay, head injury can also be one of the causes of this vertigo. So sometimes also when we are subjected to, we're given medicines, particularly antibiotics and also anti-cancer drugs. These can also, side effects would be that of vertigo. So these are some of the things, the manifestations, the characteristics, or the classifications of vertigo.
Yes, thank you, Doc Hill. Doc Hill, do they need to take blood tests or any other kinds of tests to find out like a
Mm,
CBC, or okay na yung sinabi mo?
yeah, CBC is very important, ano, kasi kailangan may CBC tayo. Why? Because sometimes sa kapupuyat ni Lelet, baka nagkaroon siya ng bumaba yung hemoglobin niya. Okay, so we have to rule that out. Baka pag masyado mababa, baka yun lang pala, napakasimple. Ano lang pala, no? Mababa lang pala yung hemoglobin niya, no? And other things, no? So baka anemic siya, kaya gano'n, ano? Not just, it can also be causing, kasi sometimes, no, lalo na pagka nakaupo ka, biglang tumayo, or there's a possibility. This is actually physiologic. Pag sinabing physiologic, it can be normal. Nakaupo ka, bigla kang tumayo. Kasi naiwan yung dugo mo sa katawan mo, bigla kang tumayo. So, hindi pumunta kagad sa ating brain, ano? So, sometimes this can be a physiologic form, and then you can recover at once, ano? Other forms of vertigo could be sometimes yung height vertigo. Sa height vertigo, nasa mataas kang lugar, tapos bigla kang mahihilo, hindi mo alam kung bakit. Ano? Because sometimes you cannot properly perceive the distance, and because of this improper or discrepancy in the way you see things, it can also cause vertigo. But this is physiologic. Again, this is physiologic, means it can be normal and you can easily adjust, except when you have uh, height problem. Okay, so you have height problem na that pag nasa mataas ka, ganun, no? And also this thing should be discerned. Okay, so this kind of problem should also be looked into. Okay, also yung sa ano tayo, kunyari nasa vapor tayo, bigla gumagalaw ng gano'n. So this could be a physiologic, pero pwede ka namang maging normal. Wala tayong nangyayari, pero sometimes you're really very sensitive to motion. Maski na sa bus lang, maski na nakaupo ka lang dito sa likod ng kotse, that can also cause some kind of vertigo. So pero again, this can be just physiologic and you can easily recover. Mm.
Yes, thank you, Doc Hill, for clarifying that. And Lalet, we want to know more about your vertigo episodes. How often yon? How long did it last? And how did you get relief? How would you describe yung mga moments na yon?
Actually, when I was still working with the bank, yun, after my first episode, parang I would have mild lang naman, mild episodes, and it wasn't that frequent. Siguro, maybe an average of 2 times a year. Pero it lasted for about 3 years lang until something happened. Yung worst episode, but that can come later. I will tell you about that later. So, ano
Yeah.
lang, I would take medication lang, and it will go away after a few days.
Okay, so
Okay. But
yes,
it's
Doc Hill.
recurring. Lilet, it's recurring, no?
For a
It's
while though,
recurring kasi. Yeah, kasi pagka at this age, no, we may have the possibility anything that recurs, anything that recurs could be where we have to rule out the possibility that you have the what I earlier mentioned Meniere's disease. So Meniere's disease, okay, it's a disease which can have the triad of ringing of the ears, the hearing loss, and the vertigo. So we have to rule that out by some trial medication, okay, and also some things which we have some maneuvers. We also can have this kind of examination which we call electrospasmography. Okay, electro, you will be subjected to some kind of examination. Also, uh, induce your dizziness. We will do some caloric testing, which will be very helpful for us to be able to get the right diagnosis. So those are the things which can probably can do in order to look into very much closer into your problem. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so Lelet, ayan, merong advice si Doc and later marami pang sasabihin si Doc about your situation. So Lelet, you mentioned about your worst attack. Can you share more with us what happened during your worst attack?
It happened in 2017. I was then involved in a very big ministry project, and it kept me up late at night because we were racing after time. So for several days in a row, I was proverbially ano to, yung sinusunog yung lamp at night, no. Um, Tapos one morning, uh, when I woke up, when I opened my eyes, parang my eyes couldn't focus. I was seeing double.
Mhm.
So, nagpanik ako talaga no'n. Kasi talagang windang ako. And then, I just ano, parang, closed my eyes and waited a while, rested a while until siguro my eyes could adjust. And then, um, yun, medyo I could see na without double vision, although I was still dazed. So it was a challenge then kasi I was living alone. So and then I didn't have any medication on hand. So
Mhm.
I did was kasi I couldn't see yung mga small letters, small numbers. So good thing we had a laminated directory of the homeowners association with all the emergency numbers. So medyo malaki yung font. So I could see the writing there. So, I tried to call the security guard. Yung outpost kasi was just down the street, a few meters away from our house. And I asked the guard to ring the doorbell of the neighbor that was right beside the outpost. Kasi at least I knew the neighbor there. But then my neighbor couldn't come to my aid immediately. So what she did was she gave money to the security guard to buy medicine from a nearby pharmacy. So when the guard came with the medicine, I had to, parang I felt, I parang I felt like I was blind. I was walking with my eyes closed. Or I was groping and leaning on the walls for support para hindi ako matumba. So anyway, after taking the medicine, I know before that, before I took the medicine pala, um, I felt nauseous. Kasi my world was spinning around me talaga. First time I experienced that. So I felt nauseous and then eventually I vomited. So finally, when the medicine came, yun, after a while, got relief, ganon.
Very
Yeah,
good.
wow.
Mabuti na na-relieve ka kaagad. Ano? And but you said that you have nausea and vomiting. Mabuti hindi mo dinura o na-vomit yung medicine. So that would be ineffective pag na ano mo, pag na, na expel mo.
No, but
Yeah.
before, that was before the medicine, doc. That was before the
Ah,
medication came.
Kaya nga. So, there's a possibility of recurring nga yung pagdudual mo. So, pag-take ka, tapos there's some kind of irritation of your stomach, pwede mong ma-spell out. Anyway, hindi naman nangyari, kaya very good. You were probably then in the Lord has already been
yeah.
saving you from all this stress. So
Yeah.
again, all of this can be a form of stress. No? So the fact na, wala akong iinumin ng gamot, wala akong ano, stress yan, kagad yan. So dapat meron ka na kagad gamot na nakaalalay dyan for any kind of stressful situations or for dizziness or your vertigo. So also for vomiting, nausea. So meron ka na dapat yung ano, nakaalalay na gamot in your medicine cabinet.
Mhm.
So wala ka pang history ng hypertension, wala kang history ng
Ah,
diabetes.
be- Before that, no, I have not been diagnosed with hypertension. My hypertension was diagnosed during the pandemic. So
Okay.
that was
Wala kang
before. Oo.
wala ka kasi magawa, wala kang masyadong ginagagawa kaya siguro lalo kang na-stress. Ganun ba 'yun o tama o maraming pumapasok na pera kasi lahat ng
Ah,
pasyente lahat ng pera pinapasok sa bangko kaya ganyan. So
ano,
it's probably
during
a kind of
during that
stress.
time, Doc, I was already retired. I was no longer working in a bank.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
yun lang, I got involved with the ministry project. That was a big
Okay.
project.
Pero sabi mo, nagkaka-stress ka dito sa ministry project. Wow, cool ka lang. Cool, cool, cool.
No, because
Sabi mo na.
I was racing after time kasi parang we have a parang may deadline. So I had to sleep late nights just to finish the work.
So may insomnia ka. So this is again a form of stress. Sleep sometime. If you're unable to sleep in the evening, meron ka tinatawag na power nap in the afternoon. Sleep ka muna. No? Me, I have my power nap and this makes me awake till the wee hours of the morning. So the power nap can be very a good maneuver which you can do. So power nap can just be 10 minutes. Ako, yeah, the fact that I have a driver, when I negotiate from this one clinic to the other, I close my eyes, think of nothing, or pray. Okay, so tapos na. After 10 minutes, okay, Eureka, I'm alive. So, siguro one of those things, kung if you have this kind of problem situation na insomnia, power nap can be the answer.
Pero Doc, that time kasi I was working. I was working
Mhm.
late.
Yeah.
It was not, so parang it wasn't like I couldn't sleep because I was doing nothing, but it was because of work that I had to work late.
Yeah.
So,
If
Doc, in
there
short,
is a
wala na
form,
power
yeah,
nap.
if there is a form of na medyo pagod ka, try some natural. Hindi mo na kita bibigyan ng ano, ng gamot para sa makatulog ka. Number natural. Turkey can be one. O malapit na Thanksgiving Day, maghanap ka ng turkey dyan. Number two.
Mahal yung
Number
Doc.
two. Pero it will be very helpful. Oatmeal can be very good as well. No? Or kaya some berries, no, will be very helpful. Banana could help, no. This will put you to sleep. There's what we call tryptophan, which will be eventually. So those are the things you can look into the internet and see what are the things which will put you naturally to sleep. Okay, so that's very important. Pag hindi, medicine like diphenhydramine, yung pampatulog, yung antihistamine basically put you to sleep. So it can help, no? So hindi ka naman pala inom. So hindi walang tendency hindi ka talaga pwedeng magandang effect sa iyo ng antihistamines. Cetirizine, that's a popular brand, that para generic name na pwede mong i-take kung talagang ano. O kaya do some form of exercise. Or another pa pala, drink milk should probably be very helpful as well. No? Warm milk can sometimes do. So kung merong hindi, exercise ka lang before you sleep. Pagpagod ka na, di tulog na. Some things that probably could help you put you to sleep. Mm.
Yes, thank you for the tips, Doc Hill. And Doc,
Yeah.
may mga nagtatanong, syempre, once you have vertigo, but is it for life? Is it true or is it curable? And if yes, what are the treatments? And of
Yeah, it
course, you
can be
mentioned prevention
curable.
stress.
Yeah,
But
it can be
go ahead.
curable. Yeah, stress is curable. No? Actually, there are two types of stress. Stress na dinidisturbo ka talaga and you surrender, no? And there's stress that makes you like a pearl, no? May stress dyan sa sea, tapos ginagawa niya mas maganda. So there are two kinds of things that when you look into something, wag yung parating negative, no? Look at the other side, positive side of life, no? So stress can be also a positive thing for you. Okay? So because pagka naging positive sa iyo, pak, go, 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 you fight back. Pag hindi, you're depressed, you're down, yun ang hindi maganda. So, as much as possible, fight, and with the Lord, definitely, you will always be granted, okay, the good health. Okay? So, importante dito at this point of time, siyempre, good health ang kailangan natin. And the saving graces of God.
Yeah, so Doc,
Yeah.
ano yung mga uh, cure or treatment sa vertigo? Kasi mga iba inisip nila, for life na ba to? Do I have to deal with it for
Hindi,
the
no,
rest?
no, 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 no. Sinabi ko sa'yo, bagay, it depends also on the pathology. The pathology, ano yung cause no? Ano, yung benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, meron tayong mga exercises na pwedeng gawin aside from the medication. Ano. Medication, siguro alam niyo na, betahistine, yung generic to binibigay. So, meclizine, yung binibigay sa mga buntis, no? Or Dramamine or something which will be very helpful. Anti-vertigo drugs, no? So, pag hindi umiepekto to, meron tayong mga things which will be very helpful uh, to uh, to you, which sometimes can be also the exercises na sinasabi ko, no? The Epley and the Brandarov exercise, especially if we're dealing with benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. Ito yung example of Brandarov. Probably it will very simple. I think this is the simplest form. It rehabilitates your brain. It rehabilitates your vestibular system. Okay. So and then the Epley maneuver. Epley maneuver. So this is the Epley maneuver. Because as I've told you, benign paroxysmal positional vertigo is the affectation is in the crystals, which is right there, which is should not be there. So we bring it back to where it belongs, and then the imprimatur can be very helpful. Mhm.
Yes, thank you, Doc. Yeah, so very helpful exercises. Yes.
Yeah,
Lelet, going
yeah.
back to the day of your worst vertigo episode, what happened to you after that? Nag-recur ba? And how about up to this point? Diba? Kasi that was 2017, right? Were you okay after that? Or ano pa yung mga ibang nangyari?
Um, since I already had taken medication, and of course, by that time, I was able to ask for prayers from friends and from the spiritual community. So I lasted through the day until nung gabi na, I was actually positioned on bed. Kasi I learned to sit down. I had to learn to sit down kasi when I lie flat on my back in the bed, parang it would make me feel dizzier. So I learned to prop myself up in bed. In fact, sitting down. So I was already comfortable then. Tapos I suddenly felt hungry. So I got up and I took a few cookies to munch. Tapos on my way back to the bed, I was just there by the bed, standing beside the bed. I was about to sit down when this parang swirling sensation came over me. Talagang parang umiikot na naman ako. Talagang grabe. And then, without meaning to, involuntarily, I slumped on my butt on the bed. And then, there was this invisible force that was pushing me down and pinning me down on the bed. I was afraid na yung to lie flat on my back talaga na with my head down on the mattress. Parang it gave me the feeling na pag tuloy ako, parang I felt like, naku, I would fall in an abyss. Kasi I remember my mother, she was telling us before when she was alive, na she had severe vertigo then, na sabi niya, parang it was the worst kind, na parang she felt like she was going to die. Parang feeling niya mamamatay na siya. So, ano, na, na-remember ko yun. So, parang sabi ko, I was trying to fight off that parang force pushing me down and pinning me down. But then, parang, alam mo yun, yung drain na yung strength ko. But before I could let go, parang I remembered to pray talaga. Instinctively talagang, I called out to the Lord out loud. Sabi ko, Jesus, help! All of a sudden, parang nawala. It was like nothing happened. So it was like God showing up at my desperate time of need. Talagang He showed Himself na, ayun, He was there to help me and rescue me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So no, some comment lang, ano, tama yung ginawa mo, and then probably God blessed you and embraced you, kaya nawala ka, no? Pero some things lang na nakita ko sa history mo, bakit ka gustong nakaupo, no? Probably there's also some affectation of your neck, ha? So look into that. There should be, you should have X-ray of the cervical vertebrae. Kasi as we go old, nandiyan yung mga spondylosis, nandiyan yung mga cervical vertebrae natin na meron na affectation. Remember, there's a canal in between uh, our spinal column. Tapos ito, pwedeng naiipit yan, lumalaki. Tapos, and then this can also cause the dizziness or the vertigo. Okay, so vertigo can be, kaya ngayon can be really very, very debilitating. Talagang feeling mo talagang parang na-overwhelm ka na, parang mawawala ka na dito sa mundo. No? Pero sometimes lang, sandali lang naman yan eh. There definitely some vertigo which only last for some time, only last for a few minutes, only last for some a very, very short period of time. Once you recover as what you did, so hallelujah, Eureka, okay, approved. Thanks God.
Oh, pero kasi Doc, yun, I learned to sleep sitting down. Kasi, parang when I lie down, it would make me feel dizzier.
Yeah. Yo, yan nga, pwede nga, no? So, it's probably because of the benign paroxysmal position of vertigo, and you also possibly that nag-lean ka sa left side, or may propensity ka pag gusto mo sa right side palagi, kasi pag nag-lean ka on the left side, talagang may hilo-hilo ka. So, probably then you have a benign paroxysmal position of vertigo, and let the crystals go into where they are by using exercises. The medicine plus exercises. The neuroplasticity, you call it neuroplasticity, would eventually set in. Kaya, Eureka, mawawala na kagad dyan. Yung dizziness mo, vertigo.
Very helpful tips. Doc, can vertigo lead to other complications? For example, something severe that would require medical procedures like surgery pag hindi na-address right away?
Yeah, depende kasi sa problem yan eh. And usually, benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, wala naman nangyayari dyan. Ano? So, Meniere's disease, we do operation. No? Pagka talagang hindi intractable, binigyan na namin ng gamot, ganyan. So, wala pa rin nangyayari. So, we do some kind of an operation. No? And then, the schwannoma or the acoustic neuroma, sometimes, if talagang hindi talaga gumagaling with the medication, we can remove that tumor, and eventually you can go back to life again. No? So, but yung sinasabing complications natin, generally, these things, pagka peripheral type, wala namang problem eh. Pero kung nasa central type, no, which involves the affectation or the pressure or the occurrence of such a tumor, very, very, sometimes, lalo na pag pinalaki natin ng pinalaki, could be very dangerous. So, I think with the complications of vertigo, anxiety, minsan talagang nadidepress ka, no? So, very, very big problem yung anxiety talaga, especially nowadays, no? So, learn how to become cool, calm, and comfortable, okay? So, I think that's very important because if not, talagang may stress ka. And the form of stress can be basically yung magiging complicating situation sa atin, no? So as much as possible, pero as much as possible you go to a specialist, you go to help you really with these things, no? Pero sometimes akala mo alam na natin, ano, pero yung pala meron pala tayong pwedeng dapat maano. And then the imaging, the CT scan or the MRI can be very helpful to really things. Marami na ngayong bagong mga maliliit, so I need not mention them, ano. Pero kasi may mga new discoveries na pwede nating malaman what causes this kind of problem. So you better go to your specialist and be and ask them really ano yung nangyayari sa iyo.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you,
Doc,
Doc. And
pwede
Lelet,
na
go
akong
ahead.
pumunta sa iyo.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Well,
no
that's all with you.
problem. Yeah. So you can come to my office, no? So and tignan natin ano. So kung ano yung problema mo. Pero basically, nandun na, sinasabi ko na sa iyo yung mga problema mo. Pero still, if a CT scan or MRI, meron ka namang HMO, pwede natin pagawa yan para malaman natin talaga kung ano yung problem. So, of course, I think you are a resilient lady. No? Talagang fight ng fight. You've been through some form of stress, struggles, ups and downs in your life, pero kailangan lang tayong gumalaw and really, siyempre, positive thinking and also your faith in God definitely will help you.
Yes, thank you, Doc.
Okay.
Doc, aside
Yeah.
from what you mentioned earlier, the medications and other tips, are there other exercises that will help relieve vertigo or make it
Yeah.
really totally disappear from
Yeah.
your system?
Alam mo, simple form of exercises, stretching is very important. Stretch yourself. Ah, yung wife ko na nagkaroon ng vertigo, nagdancing lang kami. Spinning, stretching are very important exercises. We did badminton. It's a form of this exercise, no? Basta may stretching. Once you stretch things, stretch your head, stretch your neck, stretch your arms, no? So this will be very helpful. Saka yung sinabi ko, no, yung if talagang it's a benign paroxysmal position of vertigo, so we need to have this Epley maneuver or the simplest form is the Brandarov exercise. Napaka-simple, no, and you probably don't need some professional advice or help para dito, no. So I think those are the things na kailangan nating malaman. I think stretching, stretching, stretching. Yung mga ginagawa natin prior to things na pagpunta mo sa fitness first or whatever fitness center na pinupuntahan mo. So we do some form of exercises prior to doing your treadmill exercises or other form of exercises. This will help, no? So again, because of what's the problem with vertigo could be especially in the inner ear, no? So lumiliit kasi yung ating lumiliit yung ating blood supply sa utak, no? Because of aging. So pero we need to open this up. We need to give something which will open our vasodilators, ang tawag namin, vasodilators, and the medicine which I mentioned vasodilates and put your blood into those very very minute blood vessels. So that would probably help. And exercises, of course, will be very important thing that we should be doing.
Yes, thank you, Doc. Doc, one more follow up. What do
Yep.
people need to avoid during an episode of vertigo? Yung
Yeah,
dapat di
yeah.
nila gawin.
So I think I've mentioned the cats, no? Pero ito rin,
Yes. But ito, Doc,
something to
merong
be,
what to do. Oo.
yeah, keep still. Siyempre, don't move at once, ano? So siguro pag nahihilo ka, pwede kang, you open your eyes, no? And stare at a very far object. Tapos, no, sometimes you can do movement, parang ganyan, nagagayan. And especially sa mga pasyente ko, ginagawa ko, I ask them to look far and then look at an object and then sometimes pwede mong iniikot-ikot. So, but generally you sit down, you lie down when symptoms occur, okay, and then gradually resume activities, no? And if you have this benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, avoid sudden change in position. Dito, probably that would be very helpful. And then, when the symptoms are there, don't try to read kasi the eyes can also be one of the culprits, lalo na pag meron kang errors of refraction, sometimes talagang pwedeng one of those causes would be vertigo or dizziness. Okay, of course, avoid bright lights because this can also be as kind of stress to you. Okay, so you can put yourself in a dark room, no? Very helpful. So we can try these things, no, and be very confident now. So you should bring back your confidence na, ayoko na talagang maulit yung ganyan. So kaya Lilet, lagi kang may baon na gamot. So, as I've enumerated, Meclizine, betahistine, sinaricin, piracetam, yan ang mga most common na binibigay ng mga doctors. So, pero yun, as much as possible, yun ang gawin natin para avoid the sudden movement as well. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Doc.
Yep.
And Lelet, alam kong, well, may mga challenges that you've experienced due to vertigo, as you said. Maybe we can share more of that and what the Lord has been teaching you through your vertigo attack.
Of course, it interfered with work. It interfered with my activities. And as I was saying earlier, I had to sleep. I couldn't sleep lying flat on my back with my head on level with the mattress. Kasi otherwise, magti-trigger yung vertigo. I would feel dizzy talaga. So, I would have to prop up my head with layers of pillows. So, 2 to 3 layers of pillows, ganon. Tapos, yun na nga, as I was saying, I learned to sleep sitting down. Pag talagang grabe, kahit yung may propped up yung head ko with pillows. There were times na I had to sleep sitting down against the headboard, ganon, with pillows on my back, ganon. And then, I couldn't sleep on my left side. Kasi when I would lean my head on my left side, it would trigger vertigo then. Yun, tsaka one other challenge, syempre, is yung living alone. I felt helpless without any help around me. Yun, so in case of emergency, I had to do things myself or ask for help somewhere, call people, gano'n.
Mm-hmm. So may neighbor ka naman, di ba, Lilet? So, pwede ka naman lumipat sa kanya muna. During those times na talagang yung stress. No? So,
actually, that neighbor of mine who helped me before, she already passed away because of cancer. Yun.
Yeah, so sorry to hear that. So maghanap ka uli ng isang neighbor diyan. Maraming neighbor naman diyan na mababait.
Well, eventually, doctor, kasi I'm transferring residence, I will be staying with a friend of mine with an extra room. So she offered her place to me. Of course, with rent, of course.
Yes, but it's a company, being with others. So.
Yeah, wag lang masyadong...
I will have company.
huwag kang masyadong mahal, ano? lalo sa,
Ma-stress ka
lalo sa
ulit.
sakit ang ulo mo, may stress ka na naman. So, yeah. I think living alone, oops, bigla sumaman si Santa Claus. Santa Claus is in my back, so trying to be the harbinger of peace, love, and of good health. No? So, siguro if we have time, pwede nating patugtugin ang yan. So, I think Christmas is quite very near, so we need to establish ourselves. We need to be healthy. Okay, we need to be sa title calm, cool, stressless situations. Wala ka na namang sa ministry medyo inaano sometimes you're stressed. So pero importante 'yan talaga. Yes. Marami naman times na pwedeng maging stressless ang kayong situation. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. How to
So
manage that, yes.
yeah,
Thank you.
manage.
Oh, ayan na ulit si
Yan ang si Santa Claus. We go all the way.
bringing cheer,
Yeah.
cheer. Okay.
So,
Lelet,
yeah,
yes, you mentioned, I'm sorry, si Santa, wait lang So, Lelet, before we go into our Q&A, so I want to invite our viewers to share their questions for Doc, Hill and Lelet. But Lelet, what has your vertigo or even the worst vertigo attack, what has the Lord taught you through it? And ano yung mga lessons that you can share with us?
Well, first of all, never to be without a first aid kit. So, I always have a first aid kit with me wherever I go. In case of emergency, in case vertigo attacks, ganon. Yun. And then, God uses people as instruments of His love and goodness. Kasi nga, He used the guard to buy medicine. He used the neighbor to give the money to the guard to pay to buy the medicine. And then, God is alive. Talaga, He showed up at my very hour of need. Kasi nga, di ba, when I called upon Him, He showed up. Talagang He rescued me. Yeah, all of a sudden, di ba, the vertigo went away like nothing happened. And yun na nga, it's very true na, kaya this is a favorite verse of mine in Jeremiah 33:3. Call upon me and I will answer you. I will show you great and mighty things that you do not know. And that was something na talagang yung mighty things you do not know. I never expected that will happen. Talagang it was really a miracle. So also yung lesson in letting go. Kasi parang when I was trying to fight off that force that was trying to pin me down on the bed, parang I had this I was afraid of letting go. Parang I wanted to be in control. I was afraid of letting go. And of course, I was afraid of dying. So, but then, yun na nga, when you let go and let God take over, talagang He's there to rescue you. He's there to save you. He's there to catch you. And then, number 5, God allowed it for a reason. God allows things for a reason. He allows us to go through difficult times because He will not let these experiences go to waste. Sometimes these are opportunities to witness to others, to testify about God moving in your life. That's why He directed me every step of the way to compile these stories of God in my life. He directed me to write this book. God, is that you? That is the title of the book. Yun.
Wow.
It's a compilation. It's a mini devotional, a compilation of random moments with God. Yun.
Oh, amazing
Thank
how
you.
God used your vertigo
So,
episodes for
Not
magsalita
only
yun
that,
yung, yeah,
not only that,
magsalita.
but other instances or occasions where God showed up when I needed Him.
Sabi ko, magpalit
yes.
tayo ng libro. Meron din akong libro and I want to share you my book this time in cancer, facing life with care, no, facing cancer with care. So yun ang aking naging libro, which I usually share to my
Do you have
audience.
it with you, Doc, right now?
Teka muna.
Hindi, okay lang. Huwag mo na
Right now.
hanapin. Baka kailangan ka
Yun,
umalis.
nandito
Oh,
ko.
no.
So, pero as a patient, as sinabi ni Lilet, as a patient po rin yung feel niya. Also with doctors, no, ang nalalearn ko dito, we should always be compassionate to all our patients, especially patients with vertigo. Talagang nakakaano, it's a very debilitating, hindi sila nalalaman kung anong gagawin nila. It can be the end of their lives, iisipin nila. Pero no, we doctors should be tell you something which should always comfort you. Yan ang maganda sa mga doctors dapat. Psychologize your patient, give them the best comforting words, and sabihin mo sa kanila na everything, hindi naman yan huli ng lahat, and you can easily recover. I think a compassionate doctor should always be with you as well. Not just a neighbor, a compassionate doctor as well.
Yes. Kaya,
Yeah,
Doc,
yeah,
magkoconsult na si Lelet sa'yo.
yeah.
Uh,
Sure, sure.
mas-
And we can trade books.
Yeah, it's an experience book.
may book exchange, yes. Okay, thank
Okay.
you,
Yeah,
Doc Hill and Dalit. We're now going to our Q&A where we will welcome questions from our viewers live. So, may mga tanong pa. Ayan. So, si Lark, ayan. First question. You mentioned, Dr. Hill, to avoid coffee, chocolates, and tea. Any recommended drinks po that one can take instead of that?
the best is water. Dapat water ka. Yan lang, water ka lang parate, no? Drink as much as possible, 10 glasses of water, and that's it. Pwede namang fruit juice. Fruit juices would do. Fruit juices would help, no? Pero yung ano, hindi fruit juice na dapat natural, no? Hindi yung artificial, no? So dapat organic. Yun ang usually inaano natin, ano, bibigay dapat sa no? So, sa kala natin, ano, green tea may be helpful, no? Pero pag meron ka ng dizziness, it has a lot, mas mataas pa nga yung tea na merong ano na pag may tea kasi madami ang caffeine. Sometimes the green tea can have a very large caffeine, no? Very large amount of caffeine. Kaya mas maganda, no? Pero it is helpful if you are not anymore symptomatic. Mm. So yun, water, 10 glasses of water, and pwede mo lagyan ng lemon or whatever na pwedeng ano, turmeric, no? Yan ang iniinom natin during COVID eh. Kaya I had COVID, yun ang aking formula, no? Tapos saka siyempre uh, um, for ano no yeah, yung inuulit natin yung avoid the cats, no? Coffee, chocolate, colas, alcohol, tea, tobacco, and tea, and then sugar, salt, and stress. Do away with stress. If you have stress, make it a positive part of your life, not not the negative approach of which would make you more stressful. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Doc, for clarifying. Water,
Yeah.
basic hydration, yes. Okay, from a Facebook user, Dr. Hill, is it okay to continue to take beta histine kahit 1 month na walang attack for
Ah.
prevention?
Actually, siyempre, we don't want anything to go inside our body. Yun ang number one. Ano? Si Lilet, palagay mo, gusto mong ganun for prevention. Hindi, ayaw natin ng ganun. Although, pag continuous na lagi tayong nahihilo, you can take it for at least 3 months. Pag sinabing 3 months na beta-histine, tapos hindi naman talaga nagbibigay sa iyo ng talagang enough relief, wag na, palitan natin, or dagdagan natin. No? So, so yun ang isang advice natin, pero dapat talaga as much as possible, don't think anything. Your body, merong ano yan, may mga side effect din yan. If you have asthma, para ba-trigger yung asthma, no, the beta-histine, ano. So, as much as possible, do not take this medication for as long as, basta wala ng symptoms. At I usually give it for 2 weeks. Then the patient comes back to me, sabihin, oh, wala ka na. O sige. Pero usually, hindi ko tinitrigger sila ng tuloy-tuloy, pwedeng, or ng agad-agad, pak! Binabawasan-bawasan ko. Kunyari, if it started you 3 times a day or 2 times a day, bawasan natin naging 2, bawasan natin tapos every other day, until sometime na talagang okay na sila. Don't abruptly stop the medication. Yun ang isang pwede natin gawin. Tapos don't take it for that long. Wala na, okay na. And pag talagang if you're really something na talagang you're still bothered, let's do some examinations. Yung examinations na sinabi ko sa inyo, blood exam, electronystagmography, caloric examinations, and the imaging. No? Pag talagang persistent ito, baka may nangyayari sa utak mo na dapat natin malaman. No? So, are there side effects of taking betahistine? Generally, it's a safe drug for the elderly. Maski na sa elderly, safe yan. Pero, yung pinaka side effect nito, it can trigger your asthmatic attack, allergic attack sometimes, no? Pag talagang so stop it altogether. Hindi pwede tayo magpalit naman ng ibang medicine. So like meclizine, ito iniinom ng mga buntis eh. So ito yung favorite ng mga buntis eh. Very fast acting, mabilis siya, tapos hindi naman agad, nawawala naman kaagad. Pero if it's only the single attack, okay na. That's it. Pwedeng tapos na kaagad yung dizziness episode mo. So, pwedeng na-stress ka for a while, tapos pagkatapos ng stress, wala na, di okay na. So, you can stop taking your meds.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you, Doc. And more importantly, please do not self-medicate, okay? Ask your
Yeah,
doctor.
very, very important. Do not self-medicate. Do not self-medicate.
Yes. Unless may instruction na take it, Doc.
Yeah, siguro, pagsimula, hindi, katulad ni Lelet, kay gusto niyang meron kagad medicine. O tama, magtago ka lang muna ng isa. And once na nawala yung hilo mo, you go to your doctor. Baka meron pang So, may emergency med. That should be part of your emergency medicine.
Yes, emergency.
Meclizine, betahistine, paracetam, and your sinarisin. Those are the more common na binibigay namin mga doktor. And then you can probably, from there, inamin mo na yun, may nakatago na sa iyo, So, and then pagkatapos, you go to the doctor. Anyway, I'm giving you a free consultation once you come to my office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yung mga pasyente ko, sinasabi ko sa kanya, sige, libre. First 5 minutes, libre, ha? First 5 minutes. So, yeah. I also do medical mission. In fact, this week, I will be going to the West Philippine Sea. Yeah. So, to expose myself to those people around there. So, I will be looking into those people with some ENT problems. So I will look into patients with vertigo there.
So pwede ka rin pumunta sa West Philippine Sea.
West Philippine Sea.
Okay. So Lelet, merong dito, question from Petty Talks TV. Lelet, are you never scared to get an episode again? Natakot ka pa ba magka-episode, Lelet?
Of course, andun pa rin. I get scared na I will experience the same episode, yung worst episode that I had. Pero thankfully naman, since 2017, I've never had that kind of attack. Kaya lang, recently lang, mga 2-3 days ago, parang when I leaned on one side, parang I felt dizzy. So, na kaagad, I took medicine right away para to stop it from worsening.
Yes. Yun yung emergency na sinasabi ni Doc. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Lelet. Yeah. And ngayon alam mo na rin yung stressors mo. So, hindi na dapat technically maulit na ganong level. as the Lord has taught you what to let go of, what to surrender. Right. Yes. Okay, next question. From Lark again, I think, Doc, how does one open the inner ear by yawning?
Nope, nope, nope. That's a misconception. Inner ear, sa loob na loob yun eh. What opens up when you yawn, once you open up is your eustachian tube. The eustachian tube is in your middle ear. Sa middle ear ito, no? Outer ear, yung pag sinabing outer ear, from our pinna, that's here, into, papunta sa tympanic membrane. No? So that's your outer ear. Ang inner ear is for your, from the inside of your tympanic membrane to the one before your inner ear, yung promontory tinatawag namin. And you have an extension, yung eustachian tube. No? When you yawn, kasi ito, it can close or open. Opening the middle ear, when you yawn, when you blow your nose, when you swallow, no? Or when you chew your gum. No? So when you drink, it moves, it opens up. So it's actually the middle ear, which has a eustachian tube, and this opens up. So pagka nandun ka sa taas, and then you're down descending, sa plane ka, so you start pressing your nose, blowing your nose, drink a lot of water, drink, or chewing gum, no? So that could be very helpful para pag descend mo, okay, mas okay ang exchange or yung pressure mo, I say much better ang pagkaan mo. So, because sometimes merong complication yung pag-hindi. Minsan nabibingin ka, minsan nagkakaroon ng fluid dyan sa tenga natin if the eustachian tube does not open up.
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
for clarifying, Doc. Hill, about what needs to be done. You have to equalize or adjust to
Yeah.
height. Okay. Is it bad to use cotton buds, Doc?
Yeah, very important is not to use cotton buds, Kasi there are three things we should do. No? We should be reminded of. Number one, our ears has a self-cleansing mechanism. It cleanses itself from the inside dun sa area ng malapit sa tympanic membrane natin o salamin natin, and then it goes out, no? So nalilinisan yun, no? So there's a self-cleansing mechanism. Number two, our earwax are only located on the outside of our ears. Yan lang yan, So pag nilinisan mo ng cotton buds, tinutulak mo lalo yun dun sa loob. No? So that happens as the most frequent cause of why we develop hearing problem kasi nag-accumulate yung mga tutuli natin, tinutulak pa natin doon. So, what's the best thing to do? No? What's the best thing to do, Lilet? Paano mo ginagawa na yung lilinis, Or, Riva, ano yung ginagawa mo na pwedeng maglinis? Ano ginagawa mo ngayon, Riva? Paglinis ng tenga.
Shower.
Shower.
Habang naliligo. Pwede ba yun, Doc?
Nalilinigan mo. Si Lilet, anong ginagawa?
I use cotton bud pa rin.
Cotton buds pa rin. As much as possible, do not use cotton buds as I told you. Pero merong isang tinatawag nating pregnant cotton buds. Pregnant cotton buds. Ito yung nandito, tapos medyo malaki. Malaki dito. Hindi pumapasok yun. Sometimes I see that in SNR, I see that in Landers, I see that in sometimes mga department stores. No? So, yun, pwede natin, it's actually good for babies. So, pinalagay lang yan. Hindi pumapasok yung the entire, doon. Kasi we've seen a lot of damages to the middle, to the external ear, na abrasion, nagdudugo. No? So, it's because of the too much use of the cotton buds, pati yung hinunuli, yung mga Kasi sometimes hindi natin alam kung saan yung pumupunta. So, definitely, mali. So, either, I also do not want you to undergo this candling technique. Wala yan. Niloloko lang tayo dyan. Sometimes may be very helpful for you. Ang ganda, pero not always. So, tapos what I usually recommend, aside from that pregnant cotton buds, mas malaki, So, ang isang pwede natin gawin is use your pinky finger, place a handkerchief, very thin handkerchief, no? Yun lang. Ito, hindi ito papasok sa loob ng tenga natin. So, pag kinanon mo, yun lang, no? So, tama yung ginagawa mo, Riva, No, pag natuligo ka, pwedeng ganyan, ano. So,
Yes,
using your
yes.
fingers, no,
With
but not with
water.
cotton bud. Yeah, with water, as much as possible, yun, pwedeng gawin yun, ano. So, tapos, sometimes, kumakati-kati yung tenga natin. We have two kinds of earwax. Merong wet and merong dry. So pag may dry serumin ka, ang kati-kati minsan yan. Ano? So, mas ano, no? So, minsan, pag makate, you apply oil. Oil lang dyan. Ano? So, apply oil. Oh, wala na. Hello?
Yes, Doc, we can hear you. Oh, naghang si Doc
Nawala
bigla.
ako.
Doc, you're back, you're back. Nag-freeze lang ng konti, but we can hear you. Yeah.
Right.
So, Lelet, hindi na daw dapat mag-cotton buds.
Oops, nawala.
Yes,
Sorry.
Doc, you're back.
Nawala ako. Yeah. So,
Yes.
sinasabi ko, no, kailangan may oil, pwede ka magpatak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no? Tapos, put cotton balls, pack, ilagay mo dito, and then, put it also on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, how often? Pwede naman 2 times a day sa umaga, lalo na pag kumakating tenga mo. Yan ang unang pwede natin gawin, no? Kasi pagkate, hindi naman necessarily meron tutuli palagi. Pero as much as possible, you go to your doctor to see what's really important there, what you should look into. May tutuli dyan, merong naiwan ng mga maliliit na bagay dyan sa tenga natin na kailangan nating matanggal, kailangan nating ma-shrink or ma-melt down. No? So, I think the baby oil can be very helpful para maayos natin ang pangangati sa tenga. So, and that would be very helpful instead of the cotton buds. No? So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Pwedeng gamitin sa iba ang cotton buds, Doc. Hindi sa ear. Iba na lang yun. Kung meron kayo sa bahay, pwede pa naman siya gamitin for other purposes.
Pwede naman sa ibang areas. So, kunyari, paglinis ng ilong, no? Pwede yan sa paglinis ng ilong, no? Minsan, ito ginagamit natin, sometimes, hindi. So, ilagyan mo lang ng konting tubig yung para malinis natin, Or, tapos sampa. So, yun, tama yun, So, hindi naman kailangan
Yes,
itapon lahat ng cotton buds.
of course. May use pa naman. Doc, may
Yeah.
question from Sok here. Ano po yung hilo na feeling ay moving from side to side ang feeling at hindi yung umiikot ang tingin na hilo? Ano daw yung hilo na feeling moving from side to side, hindi roleta,
Hindi, yung feeling ng it can be some form, still vertigo pa rin kasi pag tumitingga, it's benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. So, pumiikot-ikot tapos medyo may DC attack. It can be a form also of a benign paroxysmal positional vertigo. Again, the crystals are displaced. Tapos kailangan ibalik natin where it should belong. So, the exercises can do. Also, medication will help.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Doc, for clarifying yan. Yung kind of hilo. Yes. Okay, thank you. So, next question. Ayan, thank you, Sok, for asking. OFJ active. Ayan, Doc, does aromatherapy help for mga essential oils? Really
If it helps you, why not? Pwede naman. Hindi ko naman hindi sa nire-recommend. No? So I think the spa experience can be very helpful kasi it relieves you of stress. Kaya maganda yan ganito rin. Aroma plus the spa plus the aromatherapy, okay, good. So I would recommend that as a form of relaxation, as a form of exposure. Kasi meron pa tayong mga aromatherapy, different na lavender should be one of those aromatherapy na puts you to a relaxed mode.
Yes.
Alam niyo siguro mga ladies kayo, mas alam niyo yan kung ano yung mga aromatherapy.
Mga essential oils, yes.
Essential oils.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for asking that, OFJ Active. So we have our one last question. I know maraming tanong, but like Doc said, pwede naman siya i-consult si Doc Gil. Within kayo, Ayan. Doc, how can you differentiate dizziness from low blood, parang
Okay.
anemia, yung sinabi mo kanina, and vertigo?
Yeah,
Yan.
yeah, yeah. Oh, siyempre, you have to buy a lagi na dapat meron kayo sa bahay niyan eh, for not just for you but also for the rest of your family, yung blood pressure na speaking of thermometer para ano natin ma-realize natin, oh, meron na pala ako, no, sometimes hindi natin alam, ano, dizziness cannot just be due to low blood pressure but also high blood pressure. So dapat talaga malaman natin yun kung ano talaga ano. So get one there in your for your family. Mura lang naman 'yan eh, pero wag na yung ano,
Yes.
wag na yung anong tawag nito, yung mercury baka bawal yun eh. Pero it's very accurate pero mas maganda pa rin. Ano, okay lang naman yung digital eh. Pero compare
Yes.
mo yan, i-compare mo ang digital sa talagang natural na other doctors would say. Sometimes mayroon mga difference ng mga 5, no? Pagka may difference na ganyan 5, at least i-adjust mo. And when you do get your blood pressure, don't just take once. Dapat tatlong beses, ano? And you take the average, no? Once, minsan mataas yan. Tapos, get the second one, minsan bumababa. Tapos, make a third one para talaga makita natin. And then, so, malalaman mo kung talagang malaki ba to o mataas ba yung BP mo o mababa masyado. So, yun ang ano. Tsaka, pag nag-BP ka, huwag kang magsasalita. Kasi minsan may kausap tayo. Kaya minsan tumataas siya. Tapos tahimik ka lang. And then you rest your arm. Usually, put that in your left arm. Sa left arm talaga nag-aano dyan. Para mas talagang relax and you get more or less the best. Ano, minsan pwede kang nakahiga, pwede kang nakaupo, no? So, para malaman talaga natin ang talagang usual na ano mo. Pag nalaman mo na naman yan eh, you can actually measure it out. No? Pwedeng nakaupo ka na,
Yes.
pwedeng nakahiga.
Uh,
So, para at least malaman mo lang. Ano. And then, you should not just get your blood pressure in the morning, also get it in the afternoon, kung may time ka, or in the evening time. Kasi minsan nag-iiba yan, ha? Nag-iiba yan, ha? And also, we know that their high blood pressure occurs, o kailangan meron talaga kayo, pagka talaga mataas masyado, no? The high blood pressure and the attacks and the stroke happens in the morning, early morning, or so dapat talaga be aware tayo sa ganyang mga possibilities. No? So high blood pressure definitely can kill us. No? So always make sure about that. And one of the manifestations is dizziness. So nahihilo ka, no? Yung pala meron ka ng problems sa meron ka na pala stroke or whatever. No? So basta take care of our health. Think
yan, Doc.
positive always.
Thank you, Doc. One last question from Christina Bo. Is sleeping
Yeah,
late
okay.
also a cause of vertigo? We know sleep is medicine. So when you sleep late, what
Yeah.
happens?
We should be sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours a day, no? Pero ako, hindi ako masyado talagang ano eh, hindi ko nasusunod diyan eh. Because I also sleep in late in the pero I sleep at least 6 hours. Pero bagay, medyo may edad na ako kaya sabi nila okay na naman 'yan eh. Pero because of my power nap, okay. And I usually of course I have a driver kaya nakakatulog ako sa during my travel and I think that sleeps is very important. So pero yung nag-sleep late, lalo ng mga bata, so we don't
Mga
know what
3
time,
a.m.
lalo
Doc,
na
ganon.
3 a.m. yun because of nagte-text or whatever, no? So, lalo na rin yung mga graveyard shift nasa graveyard uh, time, no? So, pwedeng nagkakaroon din sila ng problem, di rin masyado. So, adjustment can help, no? So, it's a kind of situation na ikaw na nagkakapag-adjust ka eh. But generally, we recommend 8 or 7 hours of sleep. Pero pag hindi mo nakakaya, sige, tignan mo na lang. Titignan mo yung sarili mo kung ano yan. So there are other people who say, oh, kaya ko matulog ng ganito, kaya ko matulog ng ganyan. In fact, one of the celebrities, sasabihin nila, ganyan talaga, hindi naman ako kailangan matulog. So, kasi minsan sabi niya, parang ayaw matulog. So, trabaho ko ng trabaho. We need rest. We need rest to
Yes.
rehabilitate our brain. We need rest para bumalik uli yung ating sharpness So hindi kailangan hindi matulog. No? So it's a form of regenerating our brains, or regenerating our brain cells. So that's very important.
Yes. And Doc, we're reminded God created morning and night, diba? Yung night talagang parang matulog.
Yeah,
Hindi
yeah,
parang
yeah,
gising. Yes, thank you, Doc. We need to improve on our sleeping patterns day by day.
yeah,
Okay, so
absolutely.
so you wrap up, Doc. We'll ask you what are your final words of advice to our viewers.
Final words. No?
Last words.
Yeah. So I think very important is take care of our ears. Okay? Lalo na ngayon, avoid the exposure to loud sounds. Ano yung mga bata natin, exposure to loud sounds. And then this can cause vertigo as well. No? So as much as possible, take care of that. Huwag ka masyadong mag-expose sa loud sounds. And then, and because we have to take care, you have love your ears. Love your ears, love your uh, everything which you God gave you. That's a very important um, sense na kailangan nating pa, i, pa gawing protect natin, no? So I think that's a thing, and I've already discussed everything na
Yes.
kailangan nating kailangan nating iwasan, no? So of course vertigo is a very big factor. It's a debilitating disease. It's really sometimes very very hard to recover, no? Pero generally, okay naman, ano? Unless meron tayong tumor, meron tayong mga insufficiencies dun sa ating brain, no? So, yun ang mahirap. So, I think
Yes.
everything has been said and done. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Doc.
And I say, Happy Healing Day. Happy Healing Day to all of you.
Yeah. Yes. Dr. Hill is heal also. Diba? Gil but Heal. Yes.
Yeah,
God is
if you follow my Facebook page, it's Heal, Heal. Okay.
yes, yeah. So yan, merong
I've also
delikado dyan
discussed this.
schedule. It's
Yeah, I've
Facebook.
also
Sa Facebook
discussed
na lang, Doc.
the Facebook. Or I also have some TikTok. If you want to follow me
Wow.
in TikTok, I've also discussed vertigo and other things and other ENT diseases in that
Okay.
matter. So also
Yeah,
with
Doc, may
HEAL,
nagtatanong ng
HEAL.
schedule mo.
Okay.
Ng schedule mo,
Schedule.
clinic
Remember,
hours.
ngayon,
Sa
ngayon,
Facebook?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, no, I will be in St. Luke's Medical Center, QC, Quezon City, E. Rodriguez. So, 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And then, I'm also in TTHS dito sa BGC, 12 to 4. Okay, so, basta, pero I can give you my number as I've been giving to all my patients. You can take contact 0905-227-1525. You can
There
call
you
me
go.
directly. Okay? Pag hindi ako sumasagot, ibig sabihin naghihilik na ako. I'm sleeping. Pero once you text me, probably I will answer you back. Okay?
Thank you, Doc.
0905-227-1525. Yan, nandiyan sa ating
Very gracious to offer your services, and we pray for your medical mission also. Lelet, any last words and encouragement for our viewers?
Mm. After my worst vertigo back in 2017, I wouldn't want to go through that all over again. But then these things happen, not just vertigo, but we can be sure that God will not take us where He cannot keep us. He will never leave us nor forsake us. And those who call upon the name of the Lord will be saved. Time and time again, that has been proven, tried and tested. Just call upon the name of the Lord and He will come to save us. That's from Romans 10:13. And He can always turn a test into a testimony. And that is all for His glory. So that's it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lelet. Wow, it's so encouraging. And thank you, Doc Hill, for
Yep.
sharing with
Thank you. Thank
us
you.
your expertise, and also, of course, how God has gifted you with that. And you're the one blessing us with all the wisdom and knowledge from the Lord. Okay, what can I say? Thank you so much to our guests, Doc Hill and Lelet. We've learned so much, but more than information, of course, the Lord wants transformation. So thank you for giving us life-giving tips in your
You.
sharing today. Friends and Life Maxers, let's give them a round of applause. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we all experience wow moments with Jesus? We are giving him the opportunity to show up and move in our lives because of the difficult circumstances. So yes, of course, you don't want to get sick, but God allows it for His good purpose, right? God said you do not have because you do not ask. Well, sometimes we don't ask God because we feel like, oh, well, God listens. Of course, God listens. God knows every single detail of our life. So let's not miss on tasting and seeing the goodness of God in our lives. Seek Him first and turn to Him. So call upon Him. God shows up. He knows already what you're going through. So it's an opportunity to take refuge in the Lord, just like Lelet did. And what beautiful testimony of how the Lord used her vertigo to even write this book, right? And also for Doc Hill, what he's learned, he's been so generous to share it with others, and that's what the Lord wants for us to give what He has entrusted to us. So if you think this helped you and your family and friends, please pass on the link. All our episodes can be viewed on demand if you miss our live streams. And if you're not yet a subscriber or not yet following our social media accounts, please hit the sorry, not likes, follow or subscribe button when you go to our CCF Life to the Max page on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And of course, this ministry wouldn't be running if not for God's people laboring. So if God is calling you to serve with us, CCF Life to the Max ministry may be where God wants you to be, like Lelet, who's been writing for us. We're looking for volunteers to meet the following needs. So we have guest coordinators for the speaker care and D leads, copywriter, graphic artist for creative team, and content creator for the social media management team. So yes, all you need to do is to message us. You have a willing heart. We're glad to welcome you. And yes, lastly, we have our Zoom room. So this is not the end, well, the end of the broadcast, but there is a continuation of the discussion via Zoom. So if you're here for the first time and you want to meet new friends, gain prayer partners, experience fellowship with others, learn from them and grow with them, we invite you to join our breakout discussion via Zoom. You may sign in with your name through the Zoom ID that we're showing here, flash on your screen, and go to room number 1 if you're joining us for the first time. Someone will gladly assist you there. If you're joining again and again, thank you. Just join your respective room number. Shout out to our faithful men and women in the Eastern Police District. Thank you again for joining us. Of course, our regular viewers and everyone who's been journeying with us here in Life to the Max. Please stand by for our discussion question guide at the end of the show. And lastly, we have a very important announcement to our Life Maxers and friends who have been joining us, who's joined us today. We want to inform you that this will be our last live broadcast for the year. Oh, wow, ang aga ng Christmas party. And so we will still have our time together, but that would be in March 2025 na. So every second and fourth Monday of the month. So there will be no live broadcast after today. In case you want to check out the fourth Monday, kasi every second fourth pa. But wala po on the fourth Monday of November. This is the last one. So meanwhile, we have a short recorded message, a devotional from our very beloved Diona Tanchi on November 25, Monday, 10 a.m. Philippine time to cap our 2024. So yes, you can watch out for that. That will be our special gift to you on November 25, 10 a.m. Philippine time. So till then, well, we are thanking God for this time to learn together and be transformed together by His grace. I'm Riva Galvestan, your host. See you again, God willing, in March 2025. And thank you for being with us here in Life to the Max.